Hi everybody, welcome back to Starfield Raw. I am Joe the Wigit, and I am joined by my fellow co-host, starting with the Terramorph Hunter, Rook.
What is up, everybody? This is an episode people have asked for, so let's get to it.
And we are joined, as always, by the One Punch Man himself, Archon.
Yeah. Let's get into some Outposts today.
So a little bit of a business first. We are going to be taking a holiday break. So episode 22 next week will be our final episode of the year. And we're going to be taking that week off for Christmas for both of our shows. And then we will pick this show back up the first week of January. And we will be starting season number 2 on Starfield Raw. Ooh. So, yeah. We're going to be taking that necessary Christmas break because we don't want to record on Christmas. And if we were to do Raw and Nerdy, it would be recording on Christmas Eve, and that wouldn't fly with us. So we're going to take that 1 week off, and then we'll be right back the following week. Now that business is over, welcome to episode 21. And we have a lot to go over, actually. I don't know if I want to get into the news yet, because that's kind of a big deal. And I think it's going to be a great talking point. So how about we just jump right into our plays?
That sounds like a plan to me. I haven't really played much this week. Haven't been feeling well all week, so I didn't feel like sitting at a computer playing. But I did more and more exploration. You know, the only thing I've been doing this past several weeks. But I'm currently in the Indom system, and I kind of the first planet I went to is Indom 2, and it's a very beautiful planet. Of course, I landed on a point of interest, so I went and murder hoboed the entire pirate base there.
Murder hoboed.
And stole all of their guns. Yep, murder hoboed.
That'd be a new term on this show. Murder hoboing.
Your gun is mine. Your gun is mine.
My OCD just really hated what you just said. Why did you go to the system and go to Planet 2 first?
That is where the game put me first.
Oh, I cringed inside when you said I started on Indom 2. What?
He had a silent rage as he explained this, and I'm thinking about it. Well, your gun didn't kill me, so it belongs to me. And that's completely different mindsets on this here.
It's like Oprah was there, just giving me all the guns.
You got a gun. You get a gun. You get a gun.
But yeah, it was actually quite entertaining because they just fell. It was a lot of ecliptic on one of the points of interest and a lot of just pirates. So
hey, that's a win. And isn't ecliptic really pirates anyway?
I know. I don't know why they call them different. But yeah, it was quite fun. I enjoyed it. Because
ecliptic is organized. Pirates are not. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Crimson Fleet's pretty organized.
Yeah, and they're considered pirates, but they're actually just called Crimson Fleet.
Arr,
space pirate.
Yeah, I've noticed that's the one thing that bugs me is everything I find that has people is all pirates. I mean, they explained it away through the lore of the game. If you actually pay attention to what you're reading, you get a bunch of slates that actually say,
yeah,
they left these open for everybody. They don't care. Let's go take it. That
Sounds
kind
like
of stuff.
We need an episode on pirate lore so that we can catch up.
Tell you what, I will do my research for the Crimson Fleet and look forward to that next episode.
Next episode, okay. I thought you were going to say for season 2, episode 1, but hey.
No, that'll be the House of Veyroon.
Yeah, right. We don't have that yet. Yeah, my week, I worked. I tied in a little work in there. Then I worked some more. And
sounds like you had a very
was exhausted. It was a rough week. It was a rough week, man. If you listen to Raw Nerdy, you know I went to a training for like half the week. I was gone, and I was in a hotel that decided that you can't have good internet unless you pay extra for it, and I'm cheap, so I just sat around watching the video game awards and watching things on my phone with my cell service instead of my Wi-Fi because it was so bad. And but I did get into the game a little bit. I'm making an outpost. I posted a picture of it in our Discord, and it's coming along really nice. It's my home base. There's no resources or anything like that around the farm, but it's just like a really pretty area right on a coastline on a pretty planet that it's just my home, where I could just live in luxury, and I'm gonna make it
my home.
I'm gonna make it pretty sweet. Right now, it's looking pretty.
You can have a rocking chair on the porch and carry your shotgun with you.
I wish. If they'd give me the option to put a rocking chair, I definitely would. Cause hey, but yeah. If you want to take a look at it, you can see it in our Discord. How it's coming along so far. It's pretty big and beefy at the moment. I'm still gonna add more to it, but I gotta decorate it out really good too. And right now it's pretty massive, so there's a lot of decorating that's gonna have to go into it. And Wigit knows that I go a little crazy with my decorating.
I was gonna say, man, we got to get some detailed pictures of all the detail.
Oh yeah, each room. I'll have to.
Well, that's why we're developing an MMORPG Minecraft server together. I am great at all the mechanics, and you're great at all the pretty stuff. So it works.
I like to make it look nice.
Well, I did a lot of playing, actually, this week. I had an absolute blast on my new game. My new game.
Good thing one of us did.
Yeah, I actually did the UC questline, and I actually finished it for the second time ever.
Did you get the good armor?
Yeah, I did. And I rolled it really, really well. I was shocked. I got really good stuff on it. I threw away my Manus armor in a hurry and kept that.
Nice.
So I actually look BA now, and it's just tough. All the stats were better, everything. I loved it. And I love the Beastie Killer, that MX, whatever it is called, the X989 minigun that they give you. That thing's just a straight up beast killer.
I haven't had luck on the getting the armor to be legendary.
It's always been legendary for me.
Always legendary.
Right before you go into Londinium, you got that.
Yeah,
that
mine wasn't. Mine was all white. I didn't have any legendary ones.
Oh, you got the wrong armor then.
Yeah, what you missed is there's a guy that's like a special courier that's in that room. You talk to him and he says, "Well, we have a special package." Well, that's the minigun. No, okay, that's just minigun. But there's another spot in that room. I think it's a chest you loot that actually contains that armor.
Oh, okay.
And it's awesome looking. It's like probably the best looking armor in the game.
It kind of looks like the Steel organization from Fallout. Help me out here, guys.
Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, duh.
I don't know. I think it looks like that. Like something out of Halo, but it's like got this like red and black tiger striping on it. It looks sweet.
It looks pretty cool. For when it comes to like to spacesuits and stuff like that, it looks really good.
But you can only get it right then. If you don't get it, then you miss out. So you got to wait until your next.
When I was doing the Londinium quest, actually, I discovered something that I found that I thought was very fascinating and useful. When you go to the spaceport in Londinium, you know how there's all these different Terramorphs and the Terramorphs beasts that are underneath the ground that all pop out when you go fight the main guy? Mm-hmm. I used Sent Star stuff. Saw them all in their little groups underneath the ground. So I'd walk over to one of the groups. I would switch over to Supernova, hit it, and that little group would pop out because I would hit them. So I'd kill all of them, run to the next group, did the same thing. I wiped out every single group, and that last fight was cake.
Nice.
I think I had maybe 4 extras that popped in instead of the 20 that normally do.
Oh, nice. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's a little tip for you guys. Use Sent Star stuff. See them all, go over to them, and blast the crap out of them with Supernova, because it goes right through the ground. And then, yeah, and I realized when I was doing Londinium that my genius self had 4 of the 5 primary weapons I was using were all 7.77 ammo. And I was wondering why I was burning through ammo really quick. Yeah,
that's all I use right now.
The X989 is a minigun's a 7.77. My Eon pistol, the Grendel I was using, and the Beowulf, all 7.77. So I went from 2,000 rounds, starting with Londinium, to about 10 when I was done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that minigun probably eats them up.
It does.
I'm afraid to actually get the minigun, and now, because my primary ammo is 7.77 for my Beowulf, and I'm running around with a little over 6,000 rounds for it.
Well, I've been buying up ammo like crazy. It's my personal mission when I go to a shop when I got a whole bunch of stuff to sell, is I'll buy all the ammo I can possibly buy, and then my mission is to get all that money back, and then some. before I walk out. If I don't do that, I feel like I was cheated.
Nice.
Let me see here. Okay, so you guys get this. Remember how I talked about the first time I did it, I picked the animals and everyone hated me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they hated that decision. I had Andrasia, my boo. She was with me. And I went into the whole final scene where you got to present the data and say, this person did this. And, you know, the final little court thing. And as soon as I picked the microbes, Andrasia didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't like it when I picked the animals. But to make things better, I went to a temple right after that, and she said, oh, I got to talk to you. I was like, oh, right, here I go. I'm going to get chewed out. And when I talked to her, she's like, I approve. You did the right choice with the microbes and blah, 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 and was all happy again. It just had bad flashbacks of my ex. They made her too realistic.
You're the one that likes Andrasia.
You can't win.
I just can't win. No matter what I do. So the other night, I wanted to go look for the Starborn Merchant, right? And I was streaming, and actually Archon was on with me and talking to me while I was streaming this night.
Uh-huh.
So I was out in the outskirt planets, hunting it down, and I decided, you know, I see these points of interest pop up on these level 75 planets. So I'm going to go in there, I'm going to wipe them out. I'm going to see what kind of goodies I can get. One time I got an awesome, I forgot the name of it, but it's like a death blade, a Varun death blade.
Mm-hmm.
Pain blade.
It's legendary. Barely better than my Wakasashi, which is my favorite weapons in the game. And that was blue. On this one point, I was going to his base, and I was laughing so hard. I forgot to clip it, Archon, by the way. I was sneaking like I always do. And this sword-wielding idiot comes, I'm going to find you, and boosts up to the platform I was on. I turned around, took one slash at him. He falls down dead, and I had my sniper rifle out again immediately. It was just clockwork.
Nice.
I found this level 96 pirate legend, and I got him within 1 inch of his life after one sniper shot. I thought, I'm going to farm this fool. So I saved it. One shot away. Went and killed him, and I got a legendary. I was so ecstatic. And then I saw it was a mag sniper. Strike one.
You have against mag snipers?
Plenty, and I'll explain that. And I've explained that before. But it had disassemble on it. Well, that's okay. Not terrible, right? That's good for robots. I was okay with that. It had staggering, and it's just, for a sniper, that's kind of pointless, because you're going to kill him right away anyway. That's the goal. But then, the last one got me. 1 inch punch. Which turns that mag sniper into a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was completely useless. My hard target.
Useless. It was a 1,707 damage shotgun.
Yeah, I used it. I tried it out. I tried it out, and it took me 3 shots to kill an average level 70. Right? I pulled out my white quality hard target and one shot the next one that was 2 levels higher.
That just means you weren't aiming at the right spots with your mag shot.
No, it just means I'm built for ballistic weapons and rifles. I'm completely built around that. That's why the hard target is so much more useful for me. Now, if I focused on laser weapons...
The mag shots are ballistic.
Mag snipers are not ballistics.
Yes, they're
energy weapons.
They are energy weapons. I'll take all the mag weapons are energy weapons.
Mm-hmm.
No, my, what's it called? If I remember correctly,
mag sniper does not get any of the benefits of ballistics. I have proven
the mag
this.
shear I have is... No, my mag shear is ballistic, I'm pretty sure.
So I kept going through these attempts, kept killing this guy, and I got a legendary Beowulf that had Space Adept. So I threw it away. Loaded again. The next time I killed it, I got a shotgun with Space Adept. So I tried again. Third attempt, I got a Wakasashi, one of my favorite weapons, with, guess what? Space Adept. This happened 7 times in a row, and I am not joking. Eventually, I just settled on a piece of junk and left, which was that mag sniper. Because I could sell it for a ton, and I did. But shortly after Archon went to bed, the very next planet I went to, Bohr 3, B-O-H-R, the merchant was right there. So I picked up my hard target, the last breath, modded it out, and went to bed, satisfied. Then the next day, I worked on my outpost. So I've been telling people I want to do a video how to, especially when it comes to the links, outpost links. So I set up my first outpost in my usual spot, which I just brain farted. Why did I not put a note down on that?
Hey, why didn't you put a note on
Vessel 3B. Found a good spot that has... Anyway, I got iron, aluminum, and I got cobalt, and the other one that you usually find with cobalt. This is why I put down notes. And titanium. So I got those two set up, because they're two separate outposts. I got everything working. It's cluttered. Oh, I put it in Discord. That's why I didn't transfer it over to the notes. Anyway, so I'm going to find 2 or 3 more locations, and I'm only going to put down the actual outpost indicator, and that's it. And I'm going to do a video where I'm going to build up those outposts, because I wanted to get the iron and the aluminum in particular, so that I could have unlimited resources, basically, to build up these outposts quickly. Then I'm going to show all the different links and all that. But I'm kind of leading into this because one of our main topics tonight we're going to get into is actually outposts. We've had a lot of our listeners ask us about them. They want to hear about them. I will have that video out at some point, and when I do, I'll post it on social media and our Discord and all that. So one of the big things about outposts is the link. Creating that supply chain that people have a big problem with. It's really hard to talk about it on just through radio, but I'll do my best. Because I cannot remember names. Everyone knows that. I'm terrible at it. So we'll just call them links. So you have your inner system and outer system links, which I'm butchering the names. I apologize. You guys help me out if I am. The inner system ones are basically if you have more than one outpost in the same system. You can create it without having to use fuel and go back and forth. So to create a chain, I've explained this before. You have to have your primary outpost, and say you have 2 more. So your primary outpost, you create one link system as your incoming. You want to build crates, your storage crates, next to it so that everything that comes in goes straight to your storage crates, and you can link that towards the transfer crate.
Yeah, transfer crate, yes.
Yeah, link into that. And you go to your next outpost that's in system, you put down, or out, doesn't matter, you put down another one, and it will automatically link up with the first one. So now you have a link going from your second outpost to your primary. You build a second link on your secondary outpost, and that's for incoming. And you link the incoming to your storage to the outgoing on the other link. So you're creating a supply chain going straight through that outpost and going straight to your primary. On your third outpost, you create another link, and you link 2 and 3 together. So your outgoing goes to 2, the one that when 2 receives it from incoming, it goes to your storage, goes straight to the outgoing on the first link. And that gets ported over to your primary base and right into your storage. That's how you create a chain. So if you have 5, 6, 7 of them, you'll have a few bases that are going to have double because it's going to be going in and out. It's the best way I can describe it on the radio. I will show you guys on that video when I get to it. But yeah, any other tips and stuff you guys want to give about this?
The only thing I would say is you don't need a transfer crate. The only benefit of a transfer crate is that you can transfer directly to your ship from the transfer crate. Which is why
I always have one.
So the only place you need a transfer crate is on your home base. If you're just cycling
that's what I was talking about.
One base to the next, you don't need the transfer crate until you get to its final location.
But you want storage crates though, because the links will only carry so much resources at a time.
Right.
So you want a place where it can be stored and build up, and you don't stop your supply chain.
Correct. And if you put multiple storage crates next to each other, then when one fills up, it'll automatically dump into the next one, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I got one little tip for you guys. When you're building your outpost and it says you need so much power, and you say you don't have enough resources to get all that power, but you need some of your resources gathering, if you put down, I think it requires 5 power for the basic level 1 extractors to work. Down 1 wind or 2 solar, basic solar. You can hold down E when you're focusing on that electric equipment, and it'll have wire come up. You hit E again, and you can do a direct wire link to that extractor, and it will only power that extractor. So you can get that going without having to have the full power requirement for your entire outpost to work.
One thing
you
I've
can start
found
gathering resources.
Aesthetically, because I like it, one thing I found that I didn't realize until recently is that those, like the wind turbines and stuff that you can make, you can put those on top of your habs.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
So it not only does it make it look cooler, but it kind of saves space and like kind of condenses your base a little bit so that you can set up your defenses a little better.
My primary outpost right now is a complete mess.
Oh, mine. Did you see the picture of mine in Discord?
Yeah. You see mine?
It's pretty nice. It's like
I got
kind of
lines and wires everywhere.
Mine's like a circle all based around a watchtower in the middle, and then everything's a circle around it, and then it's got like turrets all across the front. It's all water in the back, so I don't have to worry about anything coming from behind it, and yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it.
My biggest issue I have is you can't, when you build an outpost, you can't connect, or at least I haven't found out how you can connect a hab to directly go onto the landing pad.
Oh, you can't connect it directly, but there's ways you can spoof it by building tunnels. Yeah, I can't explain it right now, but there's a way where you can lift up your entrance up and down, not to a certain height, and you can get it close enough and use certain platforms to make it go onto it, because you can only get so close with the entrance.
Yeah,
you can use platforms to link them.
Okay,
there's a way you can spoof it. And I've seen people build complete areas completely around their landing pad. It's a challenge, but it's doable. I haven't seen a use yet for the automatic machinery that can create various equipment. Why can't I think of like assembly lines? But like they'll build adaptive frames for you nonstop as long as those are pointless.
Use what?
They're pointless because you can get XP, a lot of XP, by just building them yourself. That's why I have my transfer, so I can go in my ship, gather them, and go to my little station and make them myself. You do not get XP when it does it automatically.
True. But you can you can come to your base and have like 20,000 adaptive frames sitting there for you to go sell, and you can make that.
Yeah, that's all you're worried about is money? Then yeah, that's useful.
I'm starting to understand why you have trouble making money.
I haven't lately. Not at all. Ever since I got not merchant. Man, my brain is out of its night. That one perk that lets you sell for a lot more. Commerce, thank you. I have that at rank 4, so I get 25% more for everything, and I've been making a fortune. I've had to go to 2 different planets just to offload my weapons.
Yeah, that was one of the first perks I leveled all the way up, so...
I didn't do it till now. Like you guys know, I've been focused solely on my combat, which I'm now at a point where I've got 2 more ranks to get, and it's exactly how I want it.
One thing with Outposts, I would tell people, make sure you have your defenses set up, because spacers and things like that can attack your base and disable it, and then when you come back thinking you're going to have tons of resources and stuff, you have absolutely nothing because the spacers disabled your base.
Most planets, I agree with you 100%. Bezel 3B, I have never had my outpost attacked. Not once.
I like to find a nice spot against water, especially if you can find like a little peninsula that goes off into the water, then you can just make that peninsula your base.
It looks pretty and it's defensible.
Exactly. It's very easily defensible. You only get attacked from one side, and you just set up your turrets and your robots. And now I got a question. What is the point in the little robots that clean?
Those are just aesthetic, man. Aesthetics.
That's what I was wondering. Like,
They also, if you're trying to sneak, they also see you.
Do they?
Really?
Yes.
I never ran into that. I imagine that would be the case.
Try and sneak into my base. Like I just have never seen any reason to build them. Like there are obviously some of the robots like help with your manufacturing. Some of them help with your getting materials and stuff like that. Those
some of them actually boost your material, your gathering income. Yeah.
But I never saw the need or why would you want a little robot that cleans?
It's
not like you're making it dirty.
Well, you never know. It's role play, man. Come on, get into it.
One thing that I really wish... The one thing about Outposts that I really wish they would make is I wish they would add a feature into the game where all these things that you can find everywhere, make it easier to place them in your houses. Like, if I want to put a coffee cup on a table. Like, it shouldn't take me 20 minutes of fiddling with that stupid thing and turning it just right and dropping it just right so it doesn't fall over. Or trying to stack books, especially if you're trying to, like, put them vertically in a row. Nope.
Try doing it with a controller and see if it's any easier.
I do have to say Fallout 4 had a better city builder. It's easier to manipulate stuff and move it, and I wish they'd used that or figured that out right there so you can actually manipulate and place the objects as easily.
Well, it's like, okay, so when I'm building my outpost, right, when you try and put in, like, say you have a hab sitting there with a little, like, hallway or whatever, and you try and put another hab, it'll, like, maneuver it and, like, stick it to where it should go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll automatically place it for you, and then you gotta, like, force it to not go there if you don't want it there. But, like, why don't they have something like that when you're putting stuff down? Like,
because stuff can go in a lot of different places.
But what I'm saying, like, if you're putting say you have a cup in your hand and you're trying to put it on a table, it should just, like, automatically force it to sit upright on a table instead of, like...
But what if you didn't want that to happen?
What if I wanted to lay it down on the side?
Same as if you don't want your hab to be there. Then you, like, zoom off into a little bit and put it where you want it. But, like, it gives you that option first. Did you want it here like this? Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Or you can hit your, what is it? One of your buttons. Oh, your mouse clicks. If you click it, like when you have, say you have one of those habs that has like 5 different places around it that you can put it on, and you try and put it there. If you click around it with your mouse, it'll automatically move it to the, like, around the circle into the different ones. Have a system like that for putting down items. They obviously know how they have it in the game, so just do it for items too.
The problem with that is I can see how the other side of that argument, where people like to have the freedom to put it however and wherever they want it.
And you still can. Like, I can put things wherever I want in my outpost too, but it gives you that option in case you want to use it. So do that.
That's just more, to me, that's just an unnecessary addition.
Super necessary, because I find so many things that I would pick up so many more things if I could place them easily in my outpost or in my house or whatever you have. Like, if you could place them nicely and make your house look super cool, I would totally do that. It's been hours doing that.
One thing I think they're going to implement down the road is something like that, but I think they're actually going to give us the option to customize our ship habs at some point.
That too.
That would be an important one. That's one I see most people asking, is customizing ship habs.
See that?
Because you spend more time in that than you do anywhere else.
When have you ever, like, just spent time in your ship habs?
That's where
I do all the time with my outposts.
I use it all the time every time I land.
I go in all my habs and my outposts and stuff, but when I land, I just hit the button that takes you automatically out.
I don't.
Like, I don't walk through my ship. I just go out because there's no reason to walk through my ship.
I actually walk through my ship because the way my ship, well, at least my older ship, the way it was laid out was I had to walk through. You got your opening. On either side are 2 habs, and on the outside of those 2 habs are my workshop and my science lab where I did all my work, because I'd go there on my ship and do my work and not go to...
Yeah, I'd do all that on my outposts.
See, I'm exploring, so I spend more time away from my outpost than I do at my outpost. So it's easier for me to actually utilize my ship as my home base.
Which makes sense for you. I can see both arguments on that big time. I use my ship a lot. I built my cargo ship specifically for what I use it for, which is I go to my Vessel 3B primary base, I set it down, I go to my cargo hold, and I transfer all my goodies I just got from that outpost into my cargo hold. I go to my workshop, which is right in the next hall on my ship. I build all my adaptive frames, my magnets, whatever. I crawl back to my cargo hold, put everything back in, and jettison. And then I go into my sleeping quarters, and I sleep for 2 hours, get up, go back, and repeat.
So I guarantee you that Archon, if he did that, he would just do the quick, H and F to go straight to his ship's cargo hold, no matter where he's at in his ship.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't go chill in my cargo hold. I just open it up from my main menu. And why run to the cargo hold when you can just open it in your main menu?
I think it's kind of like an RP thing with me. Puts me in the world.
That's the way it is with me. It gives me the immersion.
Yeah. And I got Andrasia being a pain as I'm walking through and doing everything, and she gets super impressed with all the things I make. Then when I get her to fall in love with me, she'll join me in the bed when I sleep.
Too bad you can't join you in making things.
Wow, Chinko, wow, wow. And 15% XP, that's an important thing. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
See, I'm at a disadvantage there because my character is not doing any of the storylines to get the people to want to marry me.
Well, I'm on my, like I said, every other New Game Plus, I do the main story, I get with Andrasia. In the in-between ones, I skip the main story and I go be bad everywhere. So I get the best of both worlds, I get all lovey-dovey every other New Game.
I do need to work on the quest, the very first quest with Sarah, so I can drop her as a companion and pick up that sniper guy at the bar in Atlantis, New Atlantis.
I won't pick him up. I don't want competition.
I don't have competition. Maybe he will stop shooting at every random creature that looks at me wrong.
Right?
Nope. He sure won't. They never do.
All right, guys, let's get into the news. Starfield announced on their Discord, I believe, and social media. I don't think they did on social media, but they said... Okay, I'm just going to read this verbatim here, unless one of you guys want to.
I'll go for it.
Several features are coming out to Starfield, according to Starfield. The mod support, which we already knew, they announced that back in September, is one of those features. That's actually going to be a very big deal when that comes out. Let me see here. But players can expect city maps, which is something that people have been crying for a lot.
Yes, that's so. I hate this. The stupid thing they're using now. They need city maps.
But here's the thing that got everyone all in an uproar of excited speculation. And in quotes, they said, all new ways of traveling. They continue to say these will be rolling out with regular cadence of fixes and updates. Okay, where was I at? In updates, we expect to have roughly every 6 weeks. Now, that's roughly, don't clock them, but roughly every 6 weeks. If they keep that schedule, that'd be amazing. The Bethesda representative then said if something can be done in a smaller hotfix in between, like the asteroid incident, and we feel it's safe, we'll get one of those out as well. Safe is the key word. They do take a lot of time to test even the smallest change in the game. In a very large and dynamic game, a little change can cause a big problem if not looked at.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah. Like recently in our Minecraft server, right?
Yeah. I have a feeling that people are reading into this a little too heavily when they say all new ways of traveling. As cool as it would be to have, like, mechs or whatever else to ride around in, I think that they're just talking about, like, with these city maps having, like, key points that you can fast travel to.
No.
Well,
the maps thing and the all new ways of travel was 2 separate points.
You can already fast travel by going to your map to the point of interest in the map. So that really doesn't make any sense to me.
But not in cities.
Yes, you can. I do it all the time.
To what point of interest in cities?
Go to New Atlantis. Each zone in New Atlantis is a point of interest.
The map.
Right. Well, yeah, you could do that. But, like, in Neon, you can go to Neon. That's it. In Aquila City, you can go to Aquila City. That's it.
Because they're not as big as New Atlantis.
Yeah. But I think what they're talking about is actually while traveling across the planets. But I'm thinking more like maybe wheeled vehicles or air vehicles.
Because of the way they were so candid about it and they really emphasized it a lot, I think it could be a combination of both of those. We might be able to do a free land, which I would love, and ground vehicles of some sort.
Or tame creatures on the planets you go to so you can ride them.
I'd be game for that too.
That would be epic. Cool. I hope they give us more poses.
I think we're too early into the game. I don't think we're going to see any type of mounts of any sort for at least until the expansion.
No, I think we will. I think we'll see that more sooner than you think.
Because a lot of people have been crying about it. When players cry, the vast majority cry about it, they tend to listen. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to be doing kind of a rebuild of Starfield in the key points in the next 4 or 5 months in particular.
We shall see.
And I expect we're going to get something a good content update probably in January, probably middle of January.
Probably after, right after. That would be cool if right after the holidays you see a drop. No, on Christmas you see a drop for.
That's not gonna happen.
Hey,
considering most companies are gonna have like Christmas off, I don't expect something big to drop right after the holiday.
You can schedule the release like we do.
Yeah, they can schedule the release to drop whenever. I've seen them drop releases on holidays before.
It would be nice, but.
And some poor IT sap like me has to be the one to call in to monitor the servers just in case.
Now, here's the biggest thing we got to remember. Not everybody celebrates the same holidays we do. So they could just sit there and be like, all right, cool, I'll do it.
True. One thing I am kind of slightly disappointed about is every other game that I play, be it single player or multiplayer, right now... probably I would say like a couple weeks ago, started dropping like a Christmas update with like new Christmas events and things that you can do during the holidays. But Starfield didn't do anything like that. That was kind of a bummer. I was hoping they would have added like some type of little
Christmas trees around New Atlantis.
Starfield that constellation, a little quest with the Christmas holiday, and like it would have been kind of cool.
The problem is a lot of these other games you're looking at are live service games. This is not a live service game, so they're not really doing stuff like that, but that would be cool to see.
I mean, I've seen single player games do it too.
I would love to fly into New Atlantis, or no, not New Atlantis. Fly into Cheyenne, go to Aquila City, and when you land, you're landing into a winter wonderland.
There's like snow there for some reason, even though they have
with the Snoop Dogg Winter Wonderland song playing in the background.
you got Snoop on a stoop, just kind of hanging there, chilling on the wall. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny.
So that was the news. I mean, I really hope it is ground travel, but I personally, just my way of RPing with it, I would love to see free landing.
You won't see that, and the only reason why is they use the landing as a loading screen.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I'm fully aware of that.
What would be? I want a four-wheeled vehicle so I can be jumping some of these hills I see.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Great screenshots.
If they do that, plus mechs, plus creature tame, heaven.
No, heaven is if they do that with adding co-op.
I think you guys are getting a little bit on the dreaming side now.
Yeah, but that's kind of fun to do.
Speculation to just straight dreaming.
I said co-op. That is a dream.
I already know that the makers who did this Skyrim co-op are working on Starfield one, so...
I was going to say, co-op is going to come when the modders decide it's going to come.
Bethesda won't do that.
Because then the three of us can play togetger.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun, especially live stream yet. That'd be cool.
You can come see my sweet Outpost in person.
Yeah. Can you imagine all three of our ships in tandem going out and destroying everything? That'd be nuts. They wouldn't be powerful enough.
Let me build up my ship the way I want it first, because I'm trying to build my ship into a turret-based fly in the middle of things and watch things die ship.
Co-op with PvP so I can blow you guys out of the sky. Yes.
I keep building my warships as actual huge warships. And
that's what I'm trying to build.
Way too much onto them. I want to build a sleek, fast little one that's still dangerous, but stupid fast. And I have a design in mind. I'm going to actually attempt it without going overboard like I always do. I'm going to put very little cargo on it. But I'm going to deck that thing out with armaments like you wouldn't believe in a sleek, cool design.
I just, because I haven't built a decent one yet, I really do want to build the big, heavy warship-like ships. Because all of my other ships have been the quick, agile fighters.
Yeah, so you're doing the opposite of what I've been doing. Yeah, my ship is huge. It has 2,000 cargo on it. Well, 3,000 actually, which is way too much for a warship. And I'm decked out with all this armament, and it's all in your face and big, and I'm going to do something small.
The way I look at it through roleplay is if you got a lot of, what's those, physical weapons, ballistic weapons on your ship, that's where all your ammo goes, is in the cargo base.
That's another thing that we want, Bethesda. Make it to where we can use our ships as a fleet so that whenever you go to a new ship, it doesn't carry over all your cargo and stuff. Your cargo can stay on your cargo ship, and your fighter can stay your fighter ship, and you don't have to worry about it.
Give me hangar bays, Bethesda. Let me build a small fighter I can land in it.
Let me have a fleet.
Now, could you imagine if they said, okay, if you build a ship this small, you could free fly on a planet?
That would be cool.
Anyway, we're going to get away from the dreaming stuff really quick. We got some, we asked you guys in Discord for if you had any questions you'd like to hear on the show. We got a couple of responses that we'd like. The first one, we were going to put in episode 20, but we got a little carried away with episode 20. So we're going to do it.
Episode 20 was important.
Who wants to take the first one?
I'll take the first one. So, Wellorf.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce it. I'm glad you did.
Wellorf. I keep wanting to say Wharf.
Yeah.
Wellorf on Discord. Sorry for butchering your name, but they asked, how about a survival mode like New Vegas, needing to sleep, eat, drink, ammo has weight, no fast travel, etc.?
I personally think that would be completely BA.
It would be interesting, especially for somebody like me who is exploring. And I would go as far as literally minimizing how much stuff you can have in your personal inventory in a survival mode.
And let's
that's
put a
where the
caveat
ammo and
here.
stuff like that is.
Survival mode has to be on very hard difficulty.
Yeah,
that's a survival.
But I'm talking about where right now on very hard, I can run into a outpost, completely murder hobo it, and then get all of the equipment and go back to my ship, no matter how much stuff I'm carrying. So how about a survival mode where you're limited on the amount of stuff you can actually carry?
Well, you're already limited.
No, I'm talking about where once you, like your ship, where you hit the max cargo hold of your ship, you can't put any more in it. They should, if they put a max amount you can carry that you can't carry anymore, period. That would be an interesting hardcore mode or survival mode.
Oh, that's another good point. Are we talking survival mode as in like hardcore mode? If you die, you're done?
Ooh, no, that's different. No, that's actually hardcore. No. I'm thinking of a survival mode like RP mode, basically.
Yeah, that's what
hardcore.
I said.
Though doing a hardcore mode would also be pretty fun.
That sounds like a good challenge. Put it on very hard difficulty. We do a hardcore mode, no reloading saves. If you die, you're done.
Ooh. But that would be completely reliant on an honor system, though.
I mean, if I can't trust my co-host here, then
that's true.
Like, I wonder just to see how far we could get.
That's one thing they should put in the game is how many times you've died as a stat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But when you die, it reloads to a previous save, so it can't track it.
Yeah.
No, there's probably a way around it, but hey.
That would actually be a really fun challenge.
It really would.
And you got to start fresh, no talents.
Season 2 challenge coming up.
That would be an awesome Season 2 challenge.
All right. And I think we got to get a new contest going for Season 2 as well.
The moment y'all go into Region and die, you're going to be all, I'm going to hear about y'all being so upset.
Who dies in the reunion?
What I think I might do as like a check is I'll do this character while live streaming only.
That's actually not a bad idea.
So if I die, it's public. There it is. I'm dead. I'm done. And if I die in the very first mission, I'm going to cry. You don't want to see a grown man cry. I haven't cried since I was 8 years old, but it will happen.
That would be tough, especially if we do it on very hard right from the start.
That's how I've been playing my Explorers very hard right from the start.
This is going to happen
once, and that's because I flew into a ship and blew myself up.
Yeah, this is definitely going to happen.
Yep.
And it's got to happen early in Season 2, because once February comes, you're going to lose Archon for a couple weeks.
He'll still be on the show, guys. He will.
Yeah, I'll still be here, and I'll still play a little bit of Starfield, but I...
All right, let's move on to Cherry Bomb, because we're getting carried away like we always do, which is awesome. I love it. Cherry Bomb asked, if you could only pick one faction to side with, which one would it be, and why?
Three-star collective because they fit my personality.
I knew you were going to say that.
I knew you were going to say that too, and I know what Joe's going to say too. I would pick the UC because that armor, it's just the best, and you get the apartment at the end.
Okay, Archon, what am I going to say?
Ryujin.
Crimson
You
Fleet.
get your stealth suit and.
I was actually seriously debating in my head because I knew you guys were going to get it because I was debating between Ryujin and Crimson Fleet, back flip-flopping. I was like, no way he's going to get it. You both got it. I don't know.
No, it'd be Ryujin because even if you don't side with the Crimson Fleet, you choose to not side with them, you still get the 250,000 credits.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I'm torn because I love Ryujin. I love that quest line. I love the suit, but I love the money.
But think of it.
You get the money anyway. You get the money
True.
even if you don't side with them.
I'm interpreting her question like this. Even after you're done with the quest line for that faction, why would you still be with them?
That's not I interpreted it like you're only allowed to do one of the quest lines, one of the major quest lines. Which one
would it be and why?
It would be the UC quest line because that armor is BA. It's so good.
Fair enough.
It's worth it.
Oh, man, I would have to... I think I would go Ryujin, honestly.
And technically, I'm still siding with the UC against the Crimson Fleet to get the 250,000, so it's like a double whammy.
But technically, that's a different quest line.
But it's still the UC.
It is a faction, you're right. You're absolutely right. You can narrow it down like that. Ryujin, so I can just take over the world and with some sniping espionage.
They definitely need to add. I really hope that in the expansion or whatever, like later on, they continue on with the Ryujin quest line, and you get to do more corporate espionage for them later on, because that would be cool. I like that.
I hope they continue on with all the factions and then add more to each faction because I think that would be interesting. That way I can side with House of Varun and see how that goes.
Interesting. All right, we got one more question. Archon, it's you, man.
Yep. Illness, one of our regulars, asked, he said, in the Need for Speed game, you start after the intro with a choice of 3 different cars, an import, a muscle, or an exotic car. Pretend we get to access a hangar after we get to Constellation. Which 3 ship types would you choose from? What types would they be, and what's included in these ships?
See, this is where it gets tricky on this question because they don't really have types in this game.
Well, no, you got to kind of make it up here. For me, it would be like a cargo ship, a sleek fighter, or a warship.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go a little bit more detailed than Mr. Wigit here. Mine's going to be a freighter, a frigate of some sort because I like the small, fast, blow up everything ships. And then, of course, a fighter. You got to have your fighters. And I would go with the frigate.
One of the parts he said about this was, what's included in these ships?
All right,
So my sleek fighter would be a 1x1 hab, a 1-person cockpit, and it would just be built for speed and maneuverability. Small, lightweight, but have enough weaponry to go for it. The warship would have more cargo, be bigger, and be fully decked out with the top-of-the-line weaponry, or as much weaponry as I can fit on it. With the cargo ship obviously being like auto turrets and simple self-defense, but a heavy emphasis on the cargo.
So for me, my fighter would be straightforward missiles and some sort of shield disintegrating weapon, whether it be particle or laser. It would be small and quick. My cargo ship would just be that. It would be an unarmed cargo ship. It would have shields, and that's it. And it would have the best engines I can get so I could outrun anything.
Unarmed cargo ship. That's just asking for trouble.
I didn't say I wouldn't have a crew of gunners on it that could actually kill everybody that comes up, murder hobo everybody that comes aboard.
Within scope of the actual game.
Well, here's the thing, though. In Need for Speed, you get to choose between one of those. So which one?
I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
I still got my frigate I got to describe. So when it comes to my frigate, that is the one I would choose. And here's why. To me, frigates are packing a punch and speed, not a lot of defense. And that's what I'm more into. So I would turret out the ship and give me the best engines and a smaller shield and just go ham. That's my kind of build. That's what I've been trying to build and failing successfully.
So which of your 3 ships would you choose, Wigit?
I'd probably go with the Sleek Fighter first, just to get in and out of combat, and then I can build the other 2 as I go on.
Yeah, true.
See, my ships would be very similar to Wigit's, except I would 100% choose the cargo ship because I like to make money.
Yeah, I can see that. Money bags over here.
My money making, it revolves around hauling stuff around, and I gotta have a good cargo ship to do that. So I would definitely go with the cargo ship.
I could see it now.
Make my money.
I can see it now. We have Archon being say they did a co-op where we could all 3 play. He would have the cargo ship. I'd have the big warship, and you'd be landing your fighter in my hangar.
The escort. I'll go take care of them.
And then eventually I'd buy both of your ships because I have all the money.
Nah, if we're in a fleet, man, we share the wealth like true pirates.
Okay, I'm down.
Until our backs are turned, he blows us up and takes all of our money.
I ain't blowing you up with my cargo ship. It's going to be armed enough just to protect itself. That's it. Other than that, it's cargo.
Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap up our show tonight. Get on our Discord, everybody. Come join us. It is awesome. We have a blast with everybody. Join in.
If you enjoy this show and you enjoy what we do here, we do it all and more on Raw and Nerdy as well. So come check us out on Raw and Nerdy as well.
Yeah, Weird Al.
Our Discord is discord.gg/RAW PODCASTS Raw Podcasts. You can email us at any time with business, questions, concerns, comments, things you'd like to hear on the show. StarfieldRaw@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at StarfieldRaw, Facebook, Starfield Raw. And our Instagram is what, Mr. Rook?
Raw Podcast 1. Yeah, I put a 1 in there.
We got his case about that. But hey, he made it, so he gets to say it.
It's because we're number 1.
Ooh, nice.
Boom, I like it. And you can also follow us individually on social media. My Twitter is at the Wigit, WIGIT, and pretty much everything else, including Xbox.
All right, so mine's a little bit more complicated. I'm Rook213 on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Instagram is Tomcat_213, and Xbox is Tomcat213, and so is my PlayStation Plus.
I am on social medias. I'm the Archon 606. But if you want to find me in gaming, it's quick_D_606. Those are my gamer tags for.
That's how I knew. That's how I knew Archon at first, was by Quick.
Yep, that was my druid in World of Warcraft, and quick_D_606. That's Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, go stalk him on his stuff.
Stalk me.
All right, guys.
I stalk you back.
Go out there and build those outposts, and we'll talk to you next week.
Stay safe out there in the deepest black.
Keep reaching for the stars.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rick, and I'm here to do this. But whatever.
Okay, our audio is good and solid. We got a solid show. It's a solid kind of day. Like, totally, dude, it is going to be bodacious.
Excellent.
And she said, like, he said, and it was like, totally.
Okay.
Totally, for sure.
Kids these days don't know what they're talking about.
7 years ago.
You guys have way too much energy for me right now.
Back in my day, I used to play Starfield.
Back in my day, I played Starfield on the Atari.
Nowadays, we live in space, and it's nothing like Starfield.
These days, we realize that there is no other what's that word I'm looking for? Intelligent life in space. Apparently all the naysayers are right.
There's only stupid life. They're all stupid.
Exactly.
They won't stay off my ship.
Stay out of my stores.